This isn't just a new season, it's an entirely new direction. And if you're a female founder who is ready to scale without burnout, you're in the right place. Welcome to Female Founder Unplugged, the show where we cut through the noise and have a real, raw conversation about what it takes to build and scale a successful business as a female entrepreneur. I'm Lindsay White, people strategy expert, leadership coach, and fellow founder. And I know firsthand the challenges of scaling sustainably and staying connected to your passion along the way. This podcast is for ambitious women just like you, seasoned founders and CEOs navigating the challenges of leadership, team building, and sustainable growth. In each episode, we'll dive into those topics that are most important to you as a female founder. You'll hear honest, no BS conversations about building, growing, and leading a team and culture so that you can grow without losing yourself in the process. Because let's be real, entrepreneurship can feel isolating, and leadership doesn't come with a roadmap. If you've ever struggled with the pressure of running a business, felt overwhelmed by growing your team, or wondered, how do I scale without sacrificing my vision and my purpose? You're in the right place. Let's get unplugged. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Female Founder Unplugged. Of course, I'm your host, Lindsay White, leadership coach, people strategy expert, and the founder of High Voltage Leadership. And if you've been with me before in seasons past, you'll notice things are shifting. And if you're brand new to the show, buckle up, because this podcast is about to become your go-to space for growing the business and the life that you actually want. So the podcast is evolving because we need to have deeper conversations. We need to have more strategy. We need to share real stories. And I want to share with you real tools, techniques, and all of the things you need to grow a really powerful, high-performing business. And of course, this show is always geared towards accomplished, driven, ambitious, educated, smart women who are feeling really stretched and want more than hustle for themselves. They want to avoid burnout. And our mission here on the show is to help women scale strategically so that they can lead confidently and build a culture and a team that fuels freedom and fulfillment for everyone, including themselves. And this show has meant so much to me over the last 4 years. And in particular, I have heard from so many of you that you have really listened to the episodes on the show, the stories that we've shared, the strategies that we've shared to really have a space where you can think about how you're running your life and your business and doing that without burning yourself to the ground. And I think that's what's so important to me. I have to tell you, I hear all the time of female business owners that have built something that they're really passionate about and actually has been really successful. And they've been a victim of that success. Their business has grown out of control. They don't have a strategy behind it. And they become so overwhelmed and so frustrated and so sad that they basically burn their business to the ground, shut the doors, and it leaves them feeling like somehow they're a failure. And that is my mission, is I don't want any more women to feel that way. And that's what this new iteration of the show is all about. And I can tell you that I've been there. I have had my face pressed right up against the glass of burnout. I've experienced it. I have actually in my past had to take time off work and step away because I have really struggled with my mental health. And I'm very open about that because I think we need to share that. But not 2 years ago, I had a moment where I could feel I was getting close to that burnout stage again in my business. I was working 12-hour days, 7 days a week, pushing, hustling, grinding, all those things that we are told we need to do in our business. And the truth is, it wasn't getting me anywhere. And I really had to have a very hard look at myself, a very challenging conversation. And I'm so lucky. I'm surrounded by incredible people, incredible advisors, and I have my own incredible coaches that really helped me recognize that I was very close to that burnout stage again. And the truth is, I had to step back. I had to stop pushing. I had to really embrace a space where I could pause, where I could reflect. And in that pause, in that rest, I was really able to reconnect to the things that mattered most to me. My vision, my mission, my values, and what I'm really passionate about. And I hope that this show will help you do that as well. So one of the things that I learned during my time struggling in my own business is that there are actually three really important things that we often forget about. They're overlooked. And I think they're critical. This is how I revitalized my own business and now how I help others revitalize theirs. And it is the LPC method. This is my custom methodology, and I want to walk you through it. So first and foremost, the L stands for leadership. And any of you who've spent any time with me at all, you know that I think that leadership is absolutely critical, not only in how we run our business, but how we run our lives. We lead in a variety of different ways. And this is not about doing more. It's about leading more effectively, leading more authentically, and leading with confidence. Because leadership is an inside job. It starts from within. It starts in your heart. And when we embrace the idea that we are a leader all the time, every day, and we really step into that role, then that's when we can make decisions at that CEO level in our business. But also we can be the CEO of our life. Because let's be honest, we're not just a business owner. We're often mothers and wives or partners. We're sisters, we're besties, we're aunties. We operate in our community. I sit on 3 different boards, and we got to show up every day, all the time, in a way that we can feel really proud of. And we got to lead in a way that we get to have the impact that we want. So that's what the L stands for in LPC. And then, of course, you get to the P. And for me, that's people strategy. We have got to align the talent in our business, including ourselves, with the business plan. And that's through a people strategy. That's how we do that. Because when we get the right people in the right seats, doing the right things at the right time, we are enabled as the business owner to be more strategic, to get out of the weeds, and to operate at the level that helps us see what's happening in our business. Where are we performing? Where are the gaps? Make those strategic decisions, move the business forward. And ultimately, we get the people on our team to help us accomplish those big business goals that are in our strategy. And that's what we want. We want to build the dream team that really aligns with the vision. They get it. And they are aligned with the values and the mission that we're on. That's what's really powerful about having a people strategy. And of course, last but not least, in C, we're talking about culture. Most importantly, creating a culture of belonging. We want to build a team where people want to be there, where they believe they can do their best, where they feel accepted and welcome and respected for the work that they do and for the innovation they bring, for the creativity, for who they are. And culture isn't just fluff. It's your retention engine that creates performance in your business. And you probably know this old phrase, culture eats strategy for breakfast. And it does. You can have the best business plan. You can have the best marketing plan. You can have capital coming in. You can have great clients. But if you don't have a culture where people can perform, all of those things have no value. And that's why culture is so critical. And it really does get left behind until sometimes it's too late. So that's what the LPC method is all about. This is exactly the kind of work we do in the LPC Accelerator program because, of course, the L stands for leadership. And if we're not working on ourselves as a leader, if we're not preparing ourselves to lead at that next level, to be the CEO in our own business, we are not doing our business any favors. So if you are ready to do this work and you are ready for a program where you get to do some one-on-one, have some great strategies, find the right tools, and be a part of the right community, the LPC Accelerator might be the right program for you. Registration is open now. You can check out all of the great details in the link below and send me a DM if you have any questions. And I've spent over 20 years helping businesses build better teams through these strategies. But what lit me up and what I couldn't ignore was seeing brilliant, driven women crumble under the weight of their success because they didn't have these three pillars in their business. They didn't fail because they lack skill or drive. You're not struggling because you lack skill or drive. Sometimes we fail because no one has showed us how to lead at this next level. And that's what the LPC method is all about. It's a toolkit, but it's also about your mindset. It's about the strategy to lead, the strategy to scale, and do that and be sustainable and have a life that you love. And I created this methodology because I need it, but also because it's what I have been doing all along with my clients. And I know that my clients need it now. I know you need it now. I need it now. So that's why it is super important that this LPC method just is really becoming front and center for me in my business and that I share it with you. And I'll tell you a little quick win story. One of my clients who was really struggling, she built such a successful business. And let's be honest, like so many of us, she kind of thought about it like it was her baby. And a lot of us do, right? We put our blood, sweat, and tears, and usually big parts of our life savings into these businesses. And it really is tricky for us to let things go as the business grows, but we have to. But it's hard. And I recognize that. I recognize that in myself. I see it in the clients that I work with. And what we were able to do was actually align her team, make sure we had the right people doing the right things, make sure that we had great communication channels, great feedback loops, so that she could stay in touch with what was going on in her business. And we worked together to increase her leadership skill and ability, most importantly, her confidence. And what that did is it helped her move from micromanaging to leading with impact. And her team delivered record results in Q4. And that's what this method does. It aligns the three things that are so crucial to get you and your team really humming. And that's exactly why I created the LPC Accelerator Program. This is where the method comes to life. In this program, I've designed it so that high-performing women like you who are ready to stop doing it all alone, who are ready to stop being in the weeds, who know they need to lead differently, can finally do that. You can lead with strategy and confidence and the support that you need. And inside the accelerator, we're going to tackle the messy middle of scaling, right? The people problems, the decision fatigue, the overwhelm that comes with leadership, some of those cultural issues, and we're going to turn it into a really clear path. And you'll get coaching from me. There's an amazing community we're going to create, real-time tools and honest high-level guidance from someone who's been there. That's me. It's not a one-size-fit-all course. That's not what this is about. It's a high-touch, real-world transformation container that is customizable for everyone who is in it and the situations and problems they're facing. It's already changing lives and changing businesses. This is the cool part. This is the work that I've been doing for the last 5 or 6 years. I'm putting it together in one program, and I'm really making it available for the right women who are ready to do this work. Awesome. Well, you've got so much to be listening to. There is so much we're going to talk about in this upcoming season. And what you're going to hear is mostly solo episodes with me. You know, honestly, that's what I have heard from all of you, is that you like it. When I share some of these strategies and ideas and philosophies, when I challenge sort of what's in the current zeitgeist and we talk it through. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to focus on real world issues, real tools, mindset shifts for leadership. We're going to talk about people strategies. We're going to talk about people issues that you're having right now. And we're going to talk about how to nurture your culture so that the people that are working for you feel amazing and deliver their best work. Every few episodes, we're going to have a really great founder guest. I'm going to bring someone in who has experience and expertise that I don't have. Because let's be honest, we all know people that do something else that we find really cool. And I'm going to bring you the best guests to talk about and add value to the conversations we're having. This is going to be no fluff. There's no toxic positivity. There's no fake hustle. There's no grind it out. This is about the things that you need as a leader to lead your business effectively and actually to show up in your life better. We're going to have real tools, great new frameworks, action steps. That's what I want to bring in every episode. And of course, we're going to laugh along the way. We are going to be irreverent. We are going to challenge the status quo. We're going to challenge those guru thoughts. That's what we're going to do on the show this season. We've already built something special here on the podcast, and I want you along with me. So what I'd love you to do is, first and foremost, follow me on Instagram. My handle there is @HighVoltLeadership, or you can follow me on LinkedIn as well. And let's talk about what scaling means on your terms and what that really looks like for you. I'd love it if you would share, send me a DM, pop something in the comments. That would be great. And if this show sounds like the leadership support, the team building guidance, and the culture creation that you need, I want to ask you to hit follow so that you get every episode this season. And of course, share it with one of your founder friends, right? We're all in this together. And every person we reach is absolutely important to the message. And if you're listening and you're thinking, I need some help, I'd love for you to check out the LPC Accelerator, and I'll pop the link in the show notes for you so you can go and check it all out. All right. Well, it's almost time to wrap up. So let me tell you a little bit about what we're going to do in the next episode. We're going to kick off with the truth about burnout and why it's such a key leadership issue for so many of us. And it's not actually a personal one. So we're going to get into that. And again, I've got some great tools for you to use as you manage your own burnout. So until next time, lead with heart, grow with purpose, and stay high voltage. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Female Founder Unplugged. If today's conversation resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Connect with me on Instagram @HighVoltLeadership and send me your questions or let me know your biggest takeaway. Looking for more strategies on scaling your business, building a powerhouse team, or leading with confidence? Head over to highvoltageleadership.ca or follow me on LinkedIn for exclusive content, resources, and special offers just for listeners. Until next time, keep leading, keep learning, and remember, the real magic happens when you're unplugged.